This is how far we've got so far with editing what's going on. Now, we can go further editing of this. Notice it's disappeared. So I can make it reappear by going to these three dots. And if I click on that and say I want to edit my chart again, I end up with the same things I had before. So I'm going to go back to customize and I'm going to finish up my series thing. Alright, so far we have changed the dot color and we have changed the heading, given a nice title to our graph, made sure that the axes are labeled. All these things are going to be part of your grading, so I need you to do this. Now when we go down further, we've got a little bit more that we can do, and the one thing I want you to get used to is this next thing. We're not going to worry about error bars. That's for year 9 and year 10 and above. Data labels, no need. Trend line, yes. I'm going to click that box. Now what I want here to do to make it easier on myself, I'm going to change the colour and not have it as orange. Alright, I don't want it as orange. I want it that something's going to stand out. So I'm just going to change it to a different colour. I'm going to go to green. So my line is green, my dots are orange, so they stand out. Now what I'm going to try to do, at the moment, my dots, or my line, doesn't really go close to all my dots. And the aim is to try to make it do that. So what I can do is, if we go to here, we've got a little arrow down, which means there are other options. So a straight line or linear doesn't work. It might work for yours. If it does, then use linear. If not, play around with the other options. So I'm going to have a look at these other options and see what happens. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Moving average. Nah, not really. See, it doesn't really go too close to what's going on. How about power series? Well, it goes close to the bottom ones, up till about 35, but nowhere near the 40. So let's find one that goes near most of them. Logarithmic. Oop, that's even worse. That goes nowhere near anything. Polynomial. That's not bad. It goes near quite a few of them, but I'm not sure about whether it'll rise going down to 0. I think it might keep, this sort of looks like it's going to keep going that way, getting smaller down towards 0, so I don't think that's going to quite work. Exponential. Oh, now that one's not bad. I think I could use that one. So now I've got this, I can use it. So I think that's fine. So I'm going to close my chart editing, because that's all I needed to have. And I'm going to use this. Now if I want this, I can take it and simply copy it. If I highlight it and go to Command C, I can then paste it into something like this, my document. So this is my version of the document. You've got a paper version. And you can see I've pasted it in there. I did this before, but that's how I could do. So then it's next to the questions. So let's have a quick look at these while we've got the graph here with us as well. Is my graph a straight line? Now I've got to answer these in sentences and make sense of this, because I'm trying to work out what I need to say at the end. So I would say my graph, or my trend line, is a curve. Then I would say it starts off slowly and low, and then quickly at about 35 quickly rises. Right, that sounds like a good description of it. So it tells me about whether it's a straight line or a curve, does it go upward or downward, and is it the same steepness all the way through? No, it isn't. So we've described that really, really well. And then that helps us work out these last two things, which we'll go through in class. And on that note, we have finished.